Hi, my name is Henry, and in this video, I'm super excited to be chatting with my friend Ameeti about her experience breaking into product marketing, working at Google and Uber, and make sure to watch till the very end because she'll share some tips on how you can break into product marketing. But before we start, please make sure to smash the like button to help with the YouTube algorithm. Let's get started. Ameeti, can you just give a quick intro about yourself?
I was born in Wisconsin, but nobody remembers that. I've basically grown up in the Bay Area for practically all my life. Been working in product marketing for quite a bit of time now. And specifically, I work at Uber and I lead our Eater product marketing team, which is essentially our B2C consumer product marketing team for food delivery. It's a blast and I'm hiring, so let me know.
How did you end up in product marketing?
I guess it all began with when I was back at Berkeley, where I went to school, as I was at the Haas School of Business in an undergrad capacity. And I really enjoyed the marketing classes. I mean, it was all about understanding the user, really elevating that, developing value props. I mean, it was just about storytelling. And it just really shook me as that was incredibly exciting and was really helpful and mapping to my skill sets around creativity. My first job out of school was not product marketing. It was an analyst role. I actually worked at Unilever in a customer analytics capacity, really focusing on sort of sales analytics, looking at inventory data, Ben and Jerry's pints, and all that kind of stuff. But I really got to work with brand marketers and category managers and the likes. And I started realizing, you know what? Reporting is interesting, but I'm really motivated by storytelling. That's what I liked in school. And so as I got exposed to their work, I started realizing my path really needs to be in marketing. I didn't know anything about product marketing, let's be clear. I just knew marketing was my focus area and that's where I needed to go. So from there, I actually then went ahead and started working at a small startup company. It was a data analytics company, like a Nielsen competitor. And they were hiring for an SMB marketing role. And so I was like, sure, what the heck? I don't know. Let's go try it out. I didn't know anything about marketing, but I started realizing that I just kind of had a knack or like an understanding for the user. And, fast forward a little bit, I worked at Mobile Iron, which was not in a product marketing capacity, but it was tech. Now this was true tech, but it was more like customer communications marketing, if you will. And so it was more later down in the funnel. It was like, you're already a customer, but how do we get you to continue to retain and grow with us? So from that, I learned a ton. I got to work with a creative agency and all that. And I really honed in my marketing skills from not just an email sender, but to really a creative developer and partnering with cross-functional teams on establishing kind of what the look and feel should be for a lot of our assets. That was like something I did there. And then lo and behold, I landed at Google. Didn't begin as product marketing. It was in channel marketing role initially. So I actually worked within AdMob, worked very closely with you, Henry, but more in the capacity of, how do we get our long tail SMB accounts to utilize AdMob? And so I started doing a bunch of marketing type work, whether it was developing personas, whether it was building my first influencer marketing program, whether it was working with the email team to develop email nurture campaigns, like building pitch decks for sales, kind of did it all. And that's where, again, that voice in my head about, what you're doing really cool stuff. You're launching these experiences to consumers, but what's really exciting is being at the table with product and having a voice at the table and kind of like what customer pain points do we need to solve for and what do we want to ship?
How did you specifically make the jump from channel marketing to product marketing at Google?
I essentially found an opportunity within cloud, Google Cloud. It was product marketing, but was specifically within the web team. So like Google, gsuite.google.com, cloud.google.com, kind of treating these web experiences as products and kind of working through that web experience as a product itself and enhancing that experience was really the product marketing initiative and goal. So how did I make the jump? Honestly, series of conversations, talking to different hiring managers. We have an internal tool at Google, which allows you to kind of scope out roles and opportunities and even connect directly with a hiring manager, an interview or two. And ta-da, I made the leap. And I think the most important thing was that I was able to kind of showcase, look, here's all the work I've done from a marketing perspective. I've been doing pseudo product marketing work. I've been trying to think about how the product's value props and benefits are manifesting and, being represented to the consumer, a lot of core product marketing work. And so I was able to tell that story and ultimately that landed me the opportunity within cloud. So all about the backdoor channels and talking to people and just telling your story.
What was it like to work in product marketing at Google? And how is it different from working at Uber today?
Google, when I landed my role, product marketing within web, it was truly about envisioning the web experience as a product and kind of what transaction are we taking. We're asking you to try G Suite. We're asking you to contact sales, like really kind of rethinking the user journey for the entire product, which was the web experience, and identifying kind of like how do we want to best position our portfolio of cloud products, number one. Number two, identifying the naming system and structure between all of these various types of products. So you're getting into a little bit of branding territory, but a little bit of that. And then three, a ton of growth optimization experimentation. What are this, what messages should we be elevating versus not? How might we message test 2 pages, A/B test that? How do we, so kind of building out an experimentation roadmap as well. And so in many ways, it was product marketing for the product, which was the web experience as an e-commerce. I mean, it's not an e-commerce channel, but that's kind of what we were treating it like. And so my day-to-day looked like working with designers, working with creative, kind of developing copy. But another chunk that was unique to this role that doesn't exist, I think, with a lot of other product marketing was we were almost like a platform. We were almost like a service to other teams. And so when I spoke to other product marketers, for example, within G Suite, someone who owned the product, the Hangouts product, or someone who owned the Google Docs product experience, PMM, for them, we were a channel that they wanted to represent their product on. And so, we would ingest their requests, but ultimately it was my purview to kind of develop kind of the touch points by which this product would come to life, the messaging, the creative, and the entire experience for that particular product. With that PMM kind of consulting on the sidelines and kind of identifying how how this must be represented with the rest of their channel strategy. So it was a different flavor. When I look today, what I do at Uber, super different. Okay, so today, Uber Eats, the way that we think about product marketing is you have 3 jobs. You're either researching, gathering customer insights. 2, you're positioning, based off those customer insights. How do we position a feature? How do we position a product? How do so positioning. And then 3, launching. And launching can look like as big as like a huge go-to-market opportunity for a net new product, or it can look like a small experiment that we're launching to kind of really test out this messaging and experience. And so it can look like, those 3 things. And, we do it all. Super scrappy team, right? Like doing the research, doing the positioning, doing the launch, working with cross-functional teams to conduct the launch, working with PR and legal and everybody really trying to get their word out. And so that's a lot of outbound work, but a lot of the inbound work so something I didn't have necessarily, I would say, at the Google opportunity, but that I have a lot at over here, is truly owning kind of the inbound experience. So that includes like literally working hand in hand with the product team and identifying what do we need to ship on our product roadmap. Like they'll come up with a list, but we'll pitch to that. We'll add things to that list, and we'll also like kind of pitch why we want something to move forward versus another based off customer insights. 2, it's also like sitting in design reviews and actually physically, like literally, debating on like how should we be representing this feature to a consumer? Like, what's the right approach and what do we want to test? So
what do you enjoy the most about product marketing? And then also, what do you find most challenging?
The thing that I enjoy most about product marketing is that it's almost like the centerpiece or the glue connecting the consumer to the product. Like being able to advocate for the customer and for what they need to product, and then vice versa, being able to get that product in the hands of customers and seeing that come to life, like actually seeing that impact. Like I can literally say I launched this feature and therefore I'm driving X number of more food orders today. I mean, being able to connect the product to the customer directly is something that is incredibly exciting from a product marketing perspective. So that's what I love. What's challenging with product marketing is because you are the glue and you are that connector, you ultimately have to be very effective at stakeholder management. And you will get lots of opinions and lots of point of views on like how we should be going to market and what are the pros and cons of each approach, and being able to think strategically and identify what is your course of action that you want to take in service to the consumer, but also not at the expense of the business. Being able to toggle both lines, like I think is sometimes challenging.
For people who are interested in breaking into product marketing, What advice or tips do you have?
But I feel like anyone who's landed up in product marketing doesn't have a surefire way of getting there. So there's no such thing as like you have this special pedigree that gets you into product marketing. What I will say though, to like help position you as the best candidate for a product marketing experience, what I would recommend is like take a look at your experiences and start crafting a story on how you've helped with product experiences. How have you taken customer insights to sort of influence product in a compelling way? So even if you haven't actually launched something, maybe you've put forward on the table like, we shouldn't have a green button, we should have a blue button. Why? Because I've actually done a survey and I found out a bunch of users don't respond well to green because 50% of our audience is colorblind. Okay, well, that's a very interesting insight. Product marketers have a high degree of customer empathy. So anytime you can showcase that you can tell a story that you've actually really identified the customer insight based off of research and findings, like that's compelling. And the second thing that I would say is like really important, be able to provide a point of view on what would be the campaigns you'd launch if you could, whether it's doing competitor research or whatnot. If someone asks you like, hey, I want to launch this product, how might you go about doing it? Think about like, well, I've done this competitor research. I've taken a look at your website and someone else's website, and here are the 3 things that I might recommend we do. Come to the table with insights and ideas. So product marketers are creative, ideas. Product marketers have a high degree of customer empathy and are data-driven, the research and insights. So put those together and you have a story on why you would be an effective product marketer.
Thank you so much for sharing about your experience and your pro tips.
Thanks so much, Henry. And was so much fun chatting with you. And I wish everybody the best as they think through, their product marketing careers, and always happy to chat more.
That's all for today. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and comment below on what kind of videos you want to see next. Till next time, see you.